India lied again, and now it's desperately trying to erase any hint that it was ever pressured, by anyone, let alone Donald Trump, to stop a war it started. For a country that screams sovereignty at the top of its lungs, India sure gets jumpy when the world starts paying attention to Kashmir. And this time the panic isn't just about Pakistan, it's about America, because Donald Trump, of all people, claimed he brokered the ceasefire between two nuclear-armed states, and India is losing its mind trying to deny it. According to India's top diplomat, Modi personally told Trump that Delhi would never accept third-party mediation on Kashmir. Not now, not ever. Apparently, India is so committed to keeping this issue bilateral that it would rather plunge the region into conflict than let anyone else even suggest a solution. But here's what makes it worse. Trump's version of events doesn't just contradict Modi, it makes India look weak. Trump claimed that during the height of a 4-day military conflict between India and Pakistan, he told both sides, "If you want trade, stop the fighting. If not, no deal." He says they listened. Pakistan agrees. India says, absolutely not. So who's lying? Because somebody definitely is. This is about more than a phone call. It's about the image India wants to project. Strong, decisive, above reproach. And the ugly truth it wants to hide, that it's reactive, insecure, and desperate to keep Kashmir under lockdown while pretending to be the world's biggest democracy. Let's rewind a bit. Back in April, a bombing killed 26 people in Indian-administered Kashmir, mostly tourists. India, true to form, immediately blamed Pakistan. Within weeks, Indian jets were striking so-called terrorist infrastructure across the border. Pakistan retaliated. Both sides launched airstrikes, shelled each other's military positions, and flexed their nuclear muscles. Then suddenly, everything stopped. On May 10th, Trump announced to the world that he brokered a ceasefire between India and Pakistan. His words, not mine. He even said he used a trade deal as leverage. "Let's stop it," he told them. "If you stop it, we'll do trade. If you don't, we won't." Pakistan said yes, that happened. India said Trump is hallucinating. Maybe he was high on the curry powder that Modi gifted him when he dropped everything and visited Washington immediately after Trump's inauguration in an attempt to get into America's good books. According to Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri, Modi told Trump directly that no such mediation ever took place, and that ceasefire talks happened only through official military channels between India and Pakistan. In other words, thanks, but we didn't need your help, and we're definitely not equals with Pakistan. India wants you to believe this is about principle, that it's standing firm on its Kashmir is ours policy. But let's be honest, this is about pride. The Modi government simply cannot allow the world to think that it caved to pressure from an outsider, especially Trump. This is the reputation and prestige of a man who claims that he has a 56-inch chest, even though it's never been officially measured. And it reflects something even greater, the thoughts and mindset of the people who elected him into office. The same braggers and WhatsApp merchants who religiously follow Palki Sharma's every word. The same boasters who spam Quora, Reddit, and Twitter about how great Bharat is and how it's a superpower that rivals or even surpasses China. The same yappers who say, "Look at how developed and futuristic we are," while showing pictures of a few skyscrapers in Mumbai, while ignoring the hundreds of thousands of slums at the bottom of the city. It's all projection. But here's the irony. India can't have it both ways. You can't call yourself a global leader and then throw a tantrum every time someone mentions mediation. You can't launch airstrikes, risk nuclear escalation, and then deny that anyone stepped in to calm things down. You can't lecture the world about diplomacy while hiding behind outdated nationalist slogans every time Kashmir comes up. You can't sweep your ethnic and religious tensions and crackdowns under the rug while boasting about being the world's biggest democracy. And you definitely can't pretend Kashmir is a domestic issue when you're bombing another country over it. India's fear is clear. Internationalizing the Kashmir conflict risks exposing the brutality it carries out in the region. The lockdowns, the censorship, the arbitrary detentions, the blackouts, the 500,000 soldiers patrolling the region, the army checkpoints. None of that fits with Modi's image of a vibrant, rising India. That's why any foreign involvement, no matter how small, is treated as an existential threat. And Trump? He's not playing by Delhi's script. He keeps lumping India and Pakistan together like squabbling children. He offers unsolicited mediation. He brags about ceasefires that India says didn't happen. And worst of all, he tweets nonstop. Modi's government wants prestige without scrutiny. It wants to be seen as a democracy, but acts like an authoritarian state when challenged. And now, even its so-called allies are becoming inconvenient. It's the very definition of being two-faced, and the whole world is starting to see it for what it is. We all saw how India flip-flopped more times than Gandhi's sandals over Russia and Ukraine. We all saw how India speaks out against brutal militarism while cracking down hard on Kashmir and expressing support for Israel. We all saw how India wants to act as the caring big brother in South Asia, while withholding vital aid from Nepal and bullying Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. And let's not forget the timing. India was, and still is, scrambling to finalize a trade deal with the US before higher tariffs kick back in. The last thing Delhi wants is for the world to think that Trump used that deal as a bargaining chip during a military crisis, because that would mean India was pressured. And that's the one thing Modi's regime cannot tolerate. Not from Trump, not from anyone. Remember, they have until the 9th of July to settle on a trade deal before tariffs are unfrozen. So much for being America's lapdog, huh, Modi? If you were truly as strong as you say, if India was truly a superpower, it would have dealt with the tariffs the same way China did, by retaliation and saying, we will fight to the bitter end until the trade war settles. But obviously, India is not on that level, considering they manufacture 1/10 of China's global output. And it's mainly cheap agriculture and garbage, not rare earth metals or semiconductors or high-tech machinery like China. All this is going on while Kashmir remains frozen in limbo, a territory under harsh military occupation, its people silenced, its future decided not by Kashmiris but by men in suits and dresses in Delhi, Islamabad, and Washington. The only thing worse than a war over Kashmir is the silence that follows. The kind of silence where the media moves on, governments pretend everything's fine, and the people who live there and suffer daily are forgotten. India doesn't want peace. It wants control. And that's why it denies the role of any outsider, even if that outsider may have helped avoid another disaster. So yes, someone is lying. But given the Modi government's track record on media suppression, on human rights, on transparency, it's not hard to guess who. If you enjoyed this video, then please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.